As I said in my previous message, the kind of sins that we see in the society around us, the same sins we see in most of the churches in India. And just as in our country, what we see that the rich keep becoming richer and the poor keep becoming poorer, the same thing is happening in our churches today. It may sound very bitter, but unfortunately, this is the truth. God has spoken exactly these things to me, and that's what I'm sharing with all of you. And today in our country, in our churches, God's people have become used to comforts and conveniences. They may say that this is a blessing that God has given to us, but that's actually a cover, it's an excuse. The real fact is that they have become used to living in comforts, and the Word of God very clearly says that those of us who want to become great must actually take the lowest rank and must serve the others like their servant. But where do we find such examples in our churches today? And then we see another kind of worldliness that has crept into our churches today, and that is the tendency to adopt the culture and traditions of the world around us. We are becoming slaves to the society around us. We often hear God's people saying that, what can we do? We are serving God in such and such society, and we must honor their traditions and their cultures. What we see these days in our churches, Mother Day, Father's Day, and so many other days being glorified. Where do we find all these things in the scriptures? And what kind of righteousness or spirituality is this? Then we see that so much of worldliness has come in our marriages. It is not good for a believer, even if they have a lot of wealth, to spend lavishly. They may have earned that wealth through their own hard work, but they can't boast, just like we can't boast about our salvation, that we got this salvation through our works. We can't say that we are prospering because God is really kind towards us and it's our own effort. The truth is that many people have prayed for you, and that's why I'm saying this, as God is telling me this, that it is not good for a believer to gather so much of wealth for himself, or for that matter even preserving so much of wealth. There is nothing wrong in buying cars or buying homes, but then we are not satisfied with one home. We want to buy another and then another, and on top of all this, we don't want to share our wealth with the people of God. I was hungry and you gave me nothing to eat. I was in a bad state and you did not care for me. This is what the Lord said. Now, every rich person in this world always claims that he's actually poor, and so many rich believers always try and justify their own expenses by saying we have to spend for our children, we have to spend for so many other things, and we actually are not really rich by any means.